Hey guys, welcome to another top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 favourite movies of 2011. 2011 is a decent year for movies, maybe underrated year. Yes, it's got several stinkers, but I'm not here to talk about those because then I found out that, yeah, it does have some good enough films that are enough to make a top 10 list. So let's get to it and keep this trend going of favourite movies of years list because it's a good idea for more top 10 lists. So, yeah, top 10 favourite movies of 2011 in my opinion. And before top 10 lists, you gotta have your honourable mentions. And my honourable mentions are The Adventures of Tintin, Warhorse, Rio, Rango, The Muppets, Paul, 4, Captain America, The First Avenger, The Help, My Week with Marilyn, Puss in Boots, and After Christmas. All good films that were very close to making but didn't make a top 10 list. But current number 10 is Fright Night, the remake of Fright Night. While I do think the original 1985 film is a bit better in my opinion, this remake is still solid. I like how it still has like the same premise as the original, but this time it's more of a horror comedy, which still works for me. The characters are still interesting. It has an even bigger and better cast. Like you got like Anton Yelchin, Colin Farrell, David Tennant, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse. Very underrated like the original, but it has gained a cult following over the years. So yeah, definitely one of my favourites. Coming at number 9 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Huge Wizarding World fans, so of course this had to make my list. It's a fantastic conclusion to the Harry Potter films. I do think this and Part 1 should have just been one whole movie instead of having to be split into 2 parts, but doesn't matter in this case because both were still great and the ending is one of those endings where I was satisfied and clapped at the end. Please don't remake this franchise, Hollywood. I know Fantastic Beasts is remaining a trilogy and that probably won't get a 4th and 5th film, but Harry Potter was great, so leave it as it is. Anyways, number 8 is The Ides of March. Just watched this for the first time quite recently, actually. Really great political film based on a play about a junior campaign manager who's like competing against the Arkansas senator in a Democratic presidential primary. George Clooney wrote and directed this film, and he also co-starred in it as well. He did a really good job. Ryan Gosling is really good gives a really good performance as the leading character. George Clooney is great in it too. I even enjoyed the supporting cast from Philip Seymour Hoffman, Paul Giamatti, even Rachel Wood, and even Jeffrey Wright. The dialogue is fantastic. Check this movie out if you're into political dramas. Number 7 is Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Definitely one of the best Mission Impossible sequels since this was when the franchise was getting even better. The first 3 are still good, but like Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3, but Ghost Protocol is even greater. Brad Bird directed this film and did a really great job with making it more fast-paced and different from the previous 3 films, and it definitely revitalized the franchise to where it is today. I look forward to the 8th film in 2025. Number 6, Fast 5. It's easily my favourite of the Fast and the Furious sequels. I do enjoy the first 4 films, but this is the one where we were trying to make it a more fun and entertaining film that was more than just car racing. I mean, yes, the cars are still present, but it's also a heist film at the same time. Awesome film. I love how this one introduced us to Luke Hobbs, played by Dwayne Johnson. I think Paul Walker and Vin Diesel were still great as Brian O'Connor and Dominic Toretto. So, yeah, easily one of my favourites. Anyways, number 5 is Kung Fu Panda 2. Huge fan of this DreamWorks franchise. I think this is my favourite of the Kung Fu Panda sequels, since this one has the best villain of the franchise so far, which is Lord Shen, voiced by Gary Oldman, and Power and the Furious 5 are still awesome characters. So great, and I can't wait for Kung Fu Panda 4 next year. Really looking forward to that. Anyways, number 4 is Crazy Stupid Love. Great romantic comedy about this man who learns to pick up women at bars when discovering his manhood after he recently divorced his wife. Super funny film. Steve Carell is great as the main character. I love his chemistry and bromance with Ryan Gosling. Emma Stone is also really great in it as the daughter of Steve Carell's character and Ryan Gosling's love interest. Julianne Moore, Kevin Bacon and Josh Groban are also good in this too, so really good film. Coming number 3 is Woody Allen's Midnight in Paris. Say what you will about Woody Allen as a person, since that fucker has done a lot of questionable things, but as a filmmaker, he makes some great quality films. And Midnight in Paris is definitely one of his best. It's my second favourite Woody Allen film. And Owen Wilson, Rachel McAdams, Marion Cotillard, Tom Hiddleston and Kathy Bates are all brilliant in this movie. I love the story about this screenwriter who loves Paris, and one night he gets drunk and time travels to Paris in the 1920s, something like that, and he meets his idols and inspirations. Really great dialogue, amazing conversations, definitely check it out. Number 2 is Drive. Really good, really awesome film. Ryan Gosling is fantastic in this film as a Hollywood stunt driver who has a second job as a getaway drive. There's great action and drama, top-notch cinematography, great soundtrack. I also enjoy the supporting roles from Albert Brooks, Oscar Isaac, Ron Perlman, Bryan Cranston, Kerry Mulligan and Christina Hendricks. Another one of my favourites, so yeah. But number 1 is Hugo. Really great film is Martin Scorsese's Hugo. Really great film about a boy who lives in the walls of a train station in Paris in the 1930s, only to become involved with a mystery surrounded by his father's automation as a filmmaker. Love how it's a love letter to cinema. It's great for kids. It's great for families. It's great for families, kids, and I may do as well as film aficionados. I may do a whole video one day talking about how this movie is a love letter to cinema, but definitely check it out if you haven't yet. It's a really good film. Definitely one of my favourite Martin Scorsese movies, so yeah. So yeah, those are my top 10 favourite movies of 2011. So, what are your favourite movies of top 10 favourite movies of 2011? Tell me down in the comments, and thanks for watching, and may the force be with you.